So find your comfortable seat. Let's just take a moment to just notice if my sit bones are connecting. And sometimes that's just this pelvis sort of tip back until pelvis rock forward, until you find a spot where you're like, oh, those are my sit bones. Sometimes I feel like if I just reach under there a little bit and pull the flesh away on each side, then all of a sudden the sit bones feel like they can connect a bit better. Yeah. So once you feel those sit bones connecting, then allow the soles of your feet to find the same settledness. And for a moment, as you draw the breath into your body, just feel like you can draw the breath right down to the sit bones, right down to the soles of your feet. And it's almost like the exhales come from those spaces, come from the soles of the feet, come from the sit bones. Breathe in and let it go. And breathe in like you are drawing in nourishment right to the base of your hips, the soles of your feet. And then exhale, visioning that you get to let go of anything that no longer serves you well. So anything that your body has sort of sorted through and decided, this is mala, this is waste. I can release this, I can get rid of it. I like that the yoga beads, 108 yoga beads that you wear are called mala beads because they help us release, they help us let go. You rub each bead, repeating your mantra, the same way you would use a rosary, really. Yeah. And you let go. Just feel that breath. Bring your hands together. The palms will touch, thumbs sort of reach in towards your breastbone, and let the fingers just lean away from your body. Shoulders relax down your back. You can feel that definite so good just to feel stillness today. Good. So let's just begin here with a little bit of movement from side to side. So every time you inhale, just imagine your spine really tall and long. And then as you exhale, let yourself twist to the right. Use your inhale to bring yourself back to center, and your exhale to help you twist to the left. Inhale to center. Every exhale, there's just this gentle twist, noticing where it gets sticky and tight in the body, drawing everything back to a strong core and twisting the other way. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Bring everything back to center. Roll your shoulders down your back. Let your hands come to land on your thighs, reaching the fingers down towards your knees. Begin to do your cat-cow-like movements in a seated position. Again, letting the exhale roll you back, your chin release. And the inhale bring you nice and tall. Long spine. Roll and exhale. Pressing out the mala, pressing out the waist. Inhale, accepting the nourishment of the breath that comes in. And just imagine that your movement just supports the breath's ability for that release, that let go. Allowing your body to just shed anything that's blocking, tightening, restricting the flow of energy in you. Nice tall spine. Lovely arched back. Breathing in, breathing out. Yeah. 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 Yeah, back to center, shoulders roll down the back. Let's take arms and inhale as far up as you want, and then exhale to one side. Breathing in and exhale to the other side. If those hands don't want to be on the ceiling, up to the ceiling, they can be on your shoulders. Right and left. Just feeling that nice breathing in and breathing out. I got a creak in my chair still. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, when you come back to center, release those hands down. Reach the fingers as far away from the ears as you can. Feel like the crown of your head pulls up as the fingertips pull down, and start to move the palms, turning them forward and turning them back. You can feel how the palms twist at the elbow, at the wrist joint, and feel that wrist joint sort of moving. The pinky finger and the thumb are spread wide apart here, finding the widest distance. Yeah, working on the hands opening. Yeah, nice work. Now start to turn your elbow pits. So it's like those little bows in the elbows, turn backwards and forwards. Notice how this changes. The wrist moves along with the lower arm now. We're using a different joint. The top of the arm bone fits into the shoulder socket, rolling forward, rolling back. Pay attention to the other end, not the elbow. Pay attention to the shoulder now, how that arm bone rolls forward in the shoulder joint, rolls back in the shoulder joint. Notice as you do that, it's almost like you're inviting the shoulder blades into movement with you. Feel those shoulder blades sliding together to squeeze on the spine and then pulling away from the spine as you roll these arms. Everything can move independently and everything's connected to the next thing. Good. So as these shoulder blades start to squeeze towards the spine, you can feel those arms open wide. And then they pull away from the spine. It's almost like your back arches a little bit again. Yeah. Do you notice now how the rib cage wants to get involved? The rib cage wants to reach backwards and lift forwards. Yeah. Move with your breath. Our movement just systematically going through the body, checking in on all those little nooks and crannies, sweeping out the cobwebs, cleaning up the dust bunnies. Yeah. Our opportunity to fill our body with breath. Lovely. And then release. Let those hands just land on your lap. Feel the heaviness of your arms as you bring them back to stillness. Press through the sit bones and then lift through the crown of your head. Can you take your right ear to your right shoulder? Take a breath there. Let everything float up to center. Take your left ear to left shoulder. Breathe there. Back up to center. And allow yourself to just move back and forth. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm just feeling the neck. Enjoy those light stretches on each side. And now let the chin relax all the way down to the chest. Sweep it up, back to chest. Sweep it to the other side, back to chest. Lift head again. Do nice big circles with the skull, as if you're drawing a pencil circle with the end of your nose. You're breathing deep. Your breath is getting powerful and full. And then bring yourself back to center. Sweet. Walk the feet over to the right side of the chair. We'll take the twist first, lengthening and then turning yourself towards the back of the chair. Your hands drop, they relax on that chair back. And then your chin starts to float towards the right shoulder. Every breath in lengthens the spine. Every breath out tips you a little bit further back. Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. And then draw yourself out of that twist nice and slow. Sweet. Slide your left bum cheek off the chair. Connect through the sole of the right foot. So you might want to lean, like bring your bum a bit forward on that chair and then drop that left knee down. We start by just pressing through the heel. Pressing through that heel. Now, one thing I've been discovering with clients who have plantar fasciitis or drop foot or fused bones in the sole of the foot from like stepping on a nail when they were a kid or some other reason, this kind of exercise here can be hard because your toes are curled under. But you can try to press that foot behind you and then bring it forward again. And then press that foot behind you and bring it forward again. And just notice what we're doing for the toe joint and the ankle joint. We're just getting that nice stretch. Yeah, sometimes the toes sort of curl under to go onto the toenail side. And sometimes the whole slide happens with your toes curled under. So just notice what's going on for you. This other hand is often kind of hanging on to that chair back. So notice how much effort is going in that back arm and lighten it as much as you can so that you might be pressing down more through the sit bone in this right anchored leg. Good. Okay, let's come to the other side. Walk all the way over. Doing the twist first. Long, flat back, shoulders roll down the spine. Turn your whole torso so that the hands land on the back of the chair. And then you just let the chin start to float towards your back shoulder. All right? Every inhale lengthens your spine to the ceiling. Every exhale gently drops you into that twist. Yeah. Feel the sweetness of the breath moving up and down your spine as you lengthen the spine and then twist into it. Lengthen it and twist into it. And then unwind. Yeah, sweet work. We're sliding our bum cheek off. Dropping the left hand onto the chair. Same thing here, push back with that right heel. Just begin to reach and release, feeling that along the front side of the hip. Now, if this is something you're going to do with your toes, I always find it easier on my wood floor than if you are on carpet. Probably easier on carpet than it would be on your yoga mat. So you're just sliding and releasing. Sliding and releasing. I noticed on that last one, I sort of pushed a bit. So I don't want you to go quite that far. I want you to reach without lifting, without rolling your pelvis forward. Yeah. And just notice if you're toes stay working the joint, or if you flip at some point to the toenail side and drag that way too. Both are fine. It's mostly gonna just show you the flexibility of the toes. So it's not like one's right or wrong. It's just that one will be available to you and one won't. Or sometimes you could do both. They'll both be available. Good. Bring it back to center and walk these feet. We're going to take them wide. Yeah, wide. Your bum slides to the front lip of the chair. Fingers come down to the knees. Allow that one shoulder to dip down and come back up. The next shoulder to dip down and come back up. Okay, you guys keep doing this. Hear that loud creak in my chair? You guys keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Sometimes you can't tell which chair is the creaky one until you start doing yoga on it. Next chair. Okay, come back up. Sweet. Feet come back together. Nice. So this one is going to lift a knee and then stretch the foot right out in front of you. Bring it in and set it down. Lift, stretch, come back down. So your goal here is to keep breathing, of course, but also your goal is to have a tall spine, not feel like every time you kick your foot, you have to sort of collapse those shoulders in. So can you lift and then stretch only as far as you can without collapsing the back, the spine? Good work. Yay, nice work. Okay, big circle. Bouncing those right toes every time they reach down to the floor. Changing directions with that right leg. Doing those nice big circles. Bring it down. Left. Yeah. Sweet. And the other way. Good. Oh, you can feel that in those legs. Let them open and close. Your thumbs might come right down onto that hip flexor. You can feel the work happening in the hip flexor there. Yeah. Nice work. Now flatten the soles of the feet. Look down. I want my toes to be underneath my knees. Sliding your bum right to the edge of the chair, leaning forward. Yeah. Lean forward so much that you feel the work moving into your legs. Lean forward more. Push into the soles of the feet. Lift up and lengthen up. Yeah. So good. So good, so good. All right. Come to stand behind your chair. Stepping back with your right foot. Press the heel down into the floor and bend your front knee. Yes, and straighten the front knee and bend the front knee. This chair can be as close to you as it needs to be. Just notice what happens as you bend and straighten. Imagine that at that knee joint, we just tightened up all the nuts and bolts. So the movement was really smooth and fluid. Good. So bend into that front knee and lift the back heel. Put the back heel down. Lift the back heel. And put it down. Lift and put it down. Nice work. Lift the back heel, transferring your weight onto that front leg. Straighten it and bend it. Straighten it and bend it. And notice how those back toes touch and lift from the floor. Touch and lift. Touch and lift. Nice work. Slide the back foot down. Step it forward. Let's do the same with the left foot stepping back. We bend and straighten the front knee. Just do the visual tune-up as if you were going in with the wrench and you were tightening the nuts and bolts in that front knee. So there's no wobble in it. It just slides forward with smoothness and strength. It slides back. Yeah, you're breathing beautifully right now. Okay, let's bend into that front knee. Lift the back heel, set it down. Lift and set it down. Again, just this movement for the toes, a stretch for the sole of the foot. Yeah. Working. As soon as we get the soles of the feet, the ankle going, so many things can happen with our balance and our just upright support. Good. So weight goes into the front leg. We straighten the front leg, toes lift off the ground, touch them, lift. So all you're thinking of is bending the front knee, lifting the front knee, bending it and straightening it. This can be small. So if you have things with the knees, or when you tightened your knees with your imaginary wrench, they still feel wobbly, you might be going pretty slow here or pretty tiny. Good. Release. Both feet come back together. Separate the feet just wide enough and then move into those knees and then lift back up again. One thing I want you to watch is that when you bend the knees, don't poke the bum back behind you. Imagine that you were sliding your back down a wall. The bum stays in line with the shoulders, with the back of the skull. Knees reach open and closed. Yeah. Easier said than done, hey? Good. Come back to center, come to the back of your chair, and then just lift and lower. Just 3. Lift and lower toes. Sweet. Good work. All right, this time as we step back with our right foot, sole drops down into the ground and the left knee bends. Breathe here. So press down through your back heel. Reach forward with your front knee so that it feels like it's a pair of scissors opening, right? There's like this pull happening 2 ways in your body. And then I want you to also find the pull. The hips feel like they're settling down. And at the same time, your spine is growing tall. So if you were on a compass right now, it's like you can feel your front knee and back heel going east and west maybe, and your tailbone going south and the crown of your head going north. But just allow yourself to be pulled in those 4 directions. Downward, backward, upward, forward. Beautiful. You can hang onto the chair, or you can let those fingers just extend up. Breathe here. Let the body be pulled in those 4 directions. Good work. Hands float down to the chair. Front knee straightens. Allow your sit bones to just roll upwards. The whole pelvis tip forward. Allow yourself to fold until you can feel that sensation in the front leg. Breathe here. Breathe here. Inhale, let yourself come all the way up. Your knees can bend, back foot steps forward. Let's go with the left foot backwards. Nice work. As my right knee bends, I don't want it to go way out over the toes. I want it to stay right on the ankle. So you're adjusting your stance so that you can feel like you're pulling the front knee forward, pressing the back heel back, but your knee's not really moving past the ankle. The shin is still parallel. Good. So feel that. And then feel the heaviness of the pelvis just sinking towards the soles of the feet and the lift of the crown of your head pulling you towards the ceiling. Hands can stay on chair. You can allow those fingers to reach forward. Fingers drop back down to the chair. Let the knee bend. Take a nice big step forward. Hands on the chair. Reach back for your stretch. Beautiful. Pushing through the sit bones, keeping the knees bent if that's what feels better. Allowing yourself to feel the extension of the low back. The release of the shoulders as you let your chest fall through them. And that opening in the armpits. Walk all the way up. So good. Ha. Okay, I'm gonna tip sideways to get ready for triangle. Okay, so triangle, one foot. For me, I'm gonna use the foot that's closest to the chair. We'll turn towards that chair. Your goal is to imagine the rest of your body stays still, and you just take your leg and you go near with the leg. Just try it. Near. I don't know why that's the noise that gets put with it. So can I keep my hips still? Can I keep my body still and still turn? It's hard, especially when you've got your body weight going down. So just turn as far as you feel like you can go. Kick your hips all the way. So this is not your waist. Notice, bring your hands, and if it feels like you're tipping at your waist, then drop your hands down to hold the bottom edge of your pelvis. And then notice if you can press from there. Yeah, come back again. Press from there. Way harder. Hey, if either of your knees feel tension here, you can put a micro bend in them, or you can shift where your toes are pointing. Okay? Yeah. Good. So as you tip from the pelvis, then just align the crown of your head as if the whole back body's in a long straight line. Imagine that this bottom right side of the body is right over top of the thigh. So sliding on my floor. Yeah. Bottom arm can rest on the chair or on the leg. Top hand can start to reach up to the sky or can stay on your hip. Breathe here. Turn the chest gently 1 degree towards the sky. Push through the hips, reach through the crown. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Nice work. Firm press into the feet. Draw yourself all the way up. Bend and step feet together. Yay. Other side. I gotta move my chairs. All right. Feet hip width apart. We're gonna take this left thigh now, and remember we're gonna go, we're gonna see if we can turn the thigh bone in the hip socket while our hips and our shoulders stay the same way. This one's always harder for me. Like I go to turn even a little bit and look how my whole body wants to just, no, it would rather turn on that thigh. So I'm working on it. I'm always just reminding this thigh bone that it can turn. Yeah. Turn it as far as it'll go without tugging on the knee. And then remember, we're not moving from waist. So take your hands from your waist, drop them lower. Feel the difference between bending at the waist and bending at the hips. Slide those hips to the left. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Good. Bottom arm can rest on the chair. Bottom arm can drop down. Top hand can be on hips, can reach up. Breathe. Good, side bend. Can you breathe nice and deep here? Turning the chest gently to the sky, feeling all the new sensations in the body, noticing where the breath is able to access. Breathe into those nooks and crannies. Push firm into the feet, bring yourself all the way back up and drop down. Gentle bend in the knees, step forward. So good, so good. All right, we're gonna do a sequence, and I'm getting hot. So take off any layers you need to take off, and let's keep going. Wider stance, okay? Wider stance, let's just start on the right leg again. So I might even make it so that my right toes point to the chair and my right knee bends. This time, it's not kind of the right knee bending where my hips are facing the chair. This is my hips facing forward and my knee bending into the chair. So this is warrior 2. Widen so that when you reach that knee as far forward as it wants to go, it stays stacked, but you feel like your stance is as wide as you want it to be. Then find the tailbone reaching down and the crown of your head stretching up. Open your arms. Reach as if this front right knee is stretching to the right wall in your house and your left hand is pulling back ever so slightly. so that it's like the balancing of those two pieces is keeping your spine tall. Breathe. Imagine the muscles of your inner thigh pulling into the bones. Breathe. Feel the soles of your feet just settle and relax into the floor, all four corners of each foot. Breathe. Good work. We turn the front palm upward. We let the back palm lean on the back leg. And then we sweep that front hand to the chair. Lean the whole body towards the chair. Reach the top hand up. Back to warrior two. Exalted warrior. Sweeping down to warrior two. Sweep across. Extended side angle. Yeah. Okay, so there's breath here. Maybe that's an inhale or exhale. This is the other side of the breath. Inhale or exhale. Other side of the breath. Yeah, you're breathing and releasing. Inhaling and exhaling. Doesn't matter if your inhale and exhale is opposite or the same as mine. Feel the fluidity of your upper body, even as your lower body is stable. Good work. And bring everything back to center. Just sink into that warrior two. So good. Front leg's always dying. Ready? Straighten it. Yay! Okay. Toes point forward. Knees can bend. Heels step those feet together. Sweet work. Other side. Moving my chair. Great. Wide. Wide stance. Hips are facing forward. I'm once again turning that thigh bone. Turning the thigh bone. Keeping good range of motion in my hips. Letting the knees sink forward. See if it goes. See how it goes way past the toes here? This means I'm just going to widen this back leg till I bring that shin back to being perpendicular. Okay? Knee reaches forward, right hand stretches back, bringing my spine right into a vertical position. Nice long warrior two here. Breathe. Breathe. Back hand drops, front fingers open to the sky. Exalted warrior, warrior two. Take the chair, sweep over to the side angle. Warrior two. Exalted warrior. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Breathe. Okay, remember your inhale, your exhale. Every movement moves on the cue of the upward breath or the downward breath. Yeah. Enjoy just infusing your body with this strong, nourishing breath. Every cell getting a little clean out. Yeah. Breath is detoxifying. It's nourishing. It's releasing. So good. It is your life force. Ready? What hurts the most right now? Front thigh. Yep. Straighten it. Yay. Feels so good. Best part of that pose is always coming out of it. Okay. So I'm going to widen my stance here, okay? Being in this position where I really want to be is where the seat of the chair is facing me. So I can have those wide legs and forward fold and put my hands on a chair. Okay, if you want to go further, you can put your forearms on a chair. If some of you are super bendy, you can just allow your hands to come to floor. So you choose. Okay, you've got lots of options. Lift your right arm up, and when you turn and you lift, the hips and the knees stay still. Do 3 on one side, change, do 3 on the other side. Feel how that works the upper middle back. Yeah, now come again, 3 on this side. Because we're making the hips stable, we bring this twist right between the shoulder blades, 3 on the other side. Right where we're tightest in our back. Good. And bring it down. Nice. Next one, we're actually going to let the knees go. So if my right hand drops, I let my left knee
drop, bend. I let the left heel lift, the left hip go down. Same thing when I come to the right. Right knee drops as left hand lifts. Breathe in and out. And in and out. And just notice how it's not in that upper back space anymore. It might not even be a twist. It might be a movement that is supporting the hips range of motion or even the knees range of motion. And then come back to center. So good. Heel, step those feet together. And then stretch the spine out so that it feels like the front side of your body is getting long from the pubic bone all the way to the collarbones. Measuring that space. Yeah. Even put a little bend in your knees. Poke the bum back behind you and notice. Good. Could I come to a place there where the hands would be really light on the chair? So my knees are bent. My bum is reaching back behind me. My hands get light and they just start to stretch and lift. So you're bringing yourself up into a chair pose. Yes. Breathe. If hands don't want to be that high, just keep them shoulder height. Breathe. Breathe. If you guys are breathing as much as me, it's good. Okay, and then fold forward. Nice work. Okay, knees bend. Sit the bum back. Let the feet hold your weight and the hands get light. Lift up the upper body. Keep the arms shoulder height or lift them. Your choice. Where the arms reach out in front. Breathe. Breathe. One more. And then this time, reach high. Roll those arms back down. Nice work. In your standing pose, just let your hips sway side to side. Notice if your body needs an exhale out of the mouth like I just did. Roll your shoulders down the back. They just did a nice little workout for you. Yeah. All right. Settle into stillness. If the feet feel too wide apart, you can bring them to a Tadasana. Perhaps your eyes will close. Maybe you're just going to look at the floor. Feel shoulders drop down the back. Crown of your head lifts to the sky. This beautiful distance happening between the earlobe and the top of your shoulders. The arms drape, dropping and tractioning, pulling gently. Move to the low back, and if there's any congestion there, you're just going to drop into a bent knee position a little bit. Let the tailbone sink to the ground. So it's almost like you just let go here. Feel the soles of the feet just soften into the ground. Allow the breath to sweep into the body. Watch it expand out to the most distal corners, the fingertips and the toes. Watch it draw all those dust bunnies, all of that debris and leftover, all the mala, back to your lungs to release it. Out through your sweat. The word mala in Ayurveda also means waste in terms of urine, feces, and sweat. So that's why they always tell you after you've done a practice like this to drink lots of water, because they know that your body has just dumped a load of stuff into your waste system and they want you to help flush it out. So when you're done this class, you're going to get up, go to your kitchen and pour yourself a glass of lukewarm water. So tap water, temperature, or warmer. You could even down like a lukewarm tea, right? Good. Sweet.
All right, last 15. We're going to do about 7 minutes of exercises on the floor and then do a shavasana. If you don't want to come to the floor with us today, you're welcome to sit in the chair and then just modify. Kind of you're pretending that whatever I'm doing lying on the floor, you're just imagining you're lying on the floor with your legs up, okay? So if you're coming down to the floor, remember you want enough support underneath you and you want to have a pillow. So if you're on a carpet, sometimes you feel fine without putting extra blankets underneath you. Sometimes you know you've got a hip or a little piece of the low back, something that wants extra. So you're just letting that happen in your body. Nice. As I come all the way down today, settling in, allowing the back body time to just land on the floor, lifting the head, releasing the head down into the floor. Probably hard to see your computer screen right now, so I'll try and give really precise instructions. Press into the soles of the feet and notice how it's almost like the hips start to get light. If you can press into the soles of the feet and let the hips lift off the floor towards the sky and then set them back down again. You're just going to do these little bridges, lifting the hips and setting them back down again. Now, what always tends to happen here, well, I say always and then tends, those are kind of an oxymoron. So what sometimes happens here is that your low back tries to clench so that you can lift. I want you to imagine you've got a block between your thighs and the thighs are pushing towards each other. The soles of the feet are grounding into the mat, the carpet, the floor underneath you. And the legs are levering the hips up off the floor and setting them back down again. But the low back is a long straight line. It's being picked up like a 2x4, joined at the shoulders and put back down like a 2x4. So the spine is not rippling up. It's not moving one vertebrae at a time. It's moving like a block. Tailbone all the way to the upper back, a long straight line. Good. Now set those hips down. Nice. Right knee can come into your chest. Left knee can come into your chest. Fingertips hold the kneecaps and direct them in big circular motions. It's like you're doing frog legs. Every time the knees pull into your chest, you can also feel the low back get pressed into the floor. Sometimes that feels really nice. Sometimes it does not, and that usually has to do with your legs coming off the floor like this. Change direction of those circles. Sweet work. Soles of the feet go down on the floor. Your fingers lift right up to the sky and then start to let the whole arm fall above your head so the ears and the inner arms think about lining up with each other. So what would your inhale and exhale do here? Allow your breath to release the arms back and the breath to pull the fingers back to reach for the ceiling. Keep the chest and the belly soft as the arms move. So the front body just feels like it can relax. And up. And back. And up. Good. Fingers reach down. I want you to bring your right hand onto your belly. And I want you to just use the heel of your palm to push from the right side of your belly over to the left. Put the fingertips down and pull back to the right. Heel of the palm pushes to the left. Fingertips pull right. And let yourself go from the rib cage down to the hips, back and forth. Remember how I said the mala was also
urine, feces, and sweat. Well, right now we're just going to give all the organs of our digestion this little massage. Back and forth, right and left you're going. Good. And then release that, make 2 fists. And simply roll the fists, knuckles to the base of the thumb, back to the knuckles, base of the thumb. You might roll into the knuckle and then pull your knees in. Doesn't work as easily here. Yeah. Good. Okay, last one. Right hand, palm goes in. I'm going to press with my left hand and I'm going to go clockwise. Up the ascending colon, down the descending colon. So up the right side of my belly, down the left side of my belly. Just massaging those internal organs. My body has done a beautiful job of sorting. The word in yoga is viveka, discerning what is good for me, what it wants to keep, what is amazing, and what is mala, what is waste, to be let go of. Yeah. Let your hands release. One more twist before we sink into our shavasana. You can allow the knees to just fall open to the right. Maybe the feet come together. Maybe you put a block or a blanket underneath those knees, a couch cushion. Left arm can reach out beside you. Soften the left shoulder to the floor. Feel the left hip soften toward the right. Your knees might just be a little bit to the right. They're kind of floating in space. That's okay. As you breathe and release, you might lengthen that left side body. Three more breaths here. Knees come all the way back into center. And then just allow the knees to start to fall left. They can float up in space. You're just allowing that right hip to release. Opening the right arm. The top right shoulder just stays relaxed towards the floor. You can feel that long stretch expanding along the side body. Your breath is steady. You're drawing in a deep, nourishing breath. You're letting go a long exhale. Any resistance that you're finding in your body, you're just playing with if it will let go today or not. Remember that if you take this twist too far and it hurts your back, you're just going to bring it up again and twist the tiniest amount, so you don't get any torque in the low back. Let's all bring the knees right back to center. Beautiful. So you're setting up here for your favorite shavasana. Now, sometimes you will bend your knees and just walk the feet a bit wider, just tenting those knees together. If that chair is still available to you, it can feel really nice to slide the heels and the calves onto the chair. If Linda's with us today, she likes to do full-on legs up the wall where the heels kind of press into the back of your piece of furniture. So you're just noticing which version of stillness you might want to take. And for those of you who lying on your back body is just not fun, choose to roll over onto one side. Keeping your pillow with you so your spine feels supported. Now breathe. Let the breath expand into the body. Harvest everything from that breath that serves you well, that nourishes and fills you. Allow your breath and your body to sort. To sweep everything in the junk pile that no longer serves you well. And use that sweet movement of exhale to help you let it go. As your hands sit on your soft belly, feel how that breath that you draw in actually goes into your bloodstream. And the blood moves to each cell, passing through the cell membrane, everything that nourishes, the arteries delivering, and then the veins picking up the garbage. Whatever is not able to be carried out through breath moves through the digestive system, right? How the stomach and the gallbladder and the liver begin to sort. How the kidneys and the colon discern what's not necessary. Collect it. Preparing to release that mala. You're breathing and you're just enjoying the movement of breath. If you get distracted, you just slowly bring yourself back to this place. Just notice the effect of quiet on your body. On your mind. And distill even that down to your soul, your spirit. Deeper breath. Nice big inhale. You can begin to move. And when that movement feels ready, you get to allow yourself a roll over to one side. Pressing up. Please feel free to go right back up to the chair or to sit on the floor. Namaste.